Boy, I thought the siren might have been stuck there for a moment, Richo.
Went on for a while, didn't it?
It was a long one. Remained on the horn for a while. Opportunity for Demons with the first look. Lovely little handball to the left-footed Davey. Didn't get all of it. It was quick with boot to ball. Demons, big numbers here. Trengove, that's a throw. Well, somehow he got the boot to it. It was initially a throw with the hand, I reckon, and then it hit the boot. Should have been deemed a throw initially. Gets away with it. Grimes, slippery, had on and off rain here tonight. Have a look at that. Goddard, bang from one side, then the other side. Here's Jack Stephen, been a ripper tonight. Kick in front of Milne. The man who's kicked 500 goals. Got a couple here tonight. He and Garland go out. Can he turn him around? No, not in these conditions. Garland did well.
Yeah, Milne just lost his footing there and Garland kept his feet. Safely cleared the ball from defence. Just shows how important it is to not go to ground. You're one man down as soon as you hit the ground.
Stanley called on to do some ruck work on this occasion. Neutral territory here on the wing. Jones. McKenzie low to the ground, bored in and won it. Jack Stephen, Jones, little soccer was nifty. Found Maloney, high-balled one up there towards Sylvia. The activated sub for the Demons. The Saints once again to centre-half forward. Goddard in front against Grimes. Knew he couldn't take possession. Real intelligent play. Armitage wide to Milne. What a great mark, Garland. He went all or nothing on that occasion. If he'd missed the ball, Milne would have been underneath and out the back.
Yeah, spot on, BT. That is a terrific mark. I love defenders that back themselves in the air like that. Colin Garland, terrific contested mark. There's no easy footy to be won out there tonight. It's one-on-ones right across the ground. That's all we like to see.
Colin Garland is straight off, as you can see. And that is disappointing. He's been very, very good tonight. In fact, given the amount of pressure the defence is under, Colin Garland's had a really good start to the year.
Gilbert knocked down right in front of where Doc Larkin sit. Doc.
If you're talking about Garland, he's bruised himself right over that hip crest and lower back area, Brian, like a big cork. And he was a little bit sore already from earlier when he was off the ground, but he'll probably be back in a minute, I reckon.
Ball knocked down in the direction of MacDonald. Little left foot kick around high ball. Sylvia in the air. Del Sano trying to get through the trouble. Morton to Magna. Gotta like Magna. Right in the interchange gates area here. This one's going to the wire. 20 goals kicked collectively here. And you wouldn't think there'd be more than a goal in it with these conditions at the end.
Nathan Jones, way too long in the tackle.
Heard the call. Too long in the tackle against Clint Jones. Will be a Nathan Jones ball.
Showing some real leadership tonight, Nathan Jones. Loved his game.
Look at the interchange there. Got Aaron Davey at the back. He says, no, I'm okay with this. Nate Jones drives it. Big leap at the back. Couldn't quite get it on that occasion, the Demons. Bait out the back. Simpkin tidied up to Gilbert. Gilbert took a risk going back through. Has kicked it to a 2-on-1. The one is Rewalt. Did well to contest the ball. Montagna with his head over the ball. Just went bang through Nate Jones. Brilliant play, Lee Montagna. Ball over the line, out of bounds. Nathan Jones limps off. And he looked like he might have got a massive corky out of that as well. McAvoy, Del Sano, clever tap, Armitage. Bangs it onto the left with a bit of a wobbler. Bartram's got it all to do. He may have lost sight and hit his chest and bounced off and he gobbled it up.
Go back around. Time back on. Fun.
Plays on to Maloney. Now Bates got room if the ball can be over the top here. Beautifully done by Bate to get his man under the ball. He didn't expect Armitage at the back though. Was it deliberate against Blake? No, says the umpire. Crowd disappointed. Saints by 3 points. Update on Garland down there, Doc Larkins.
Yeah, downstairs having strapping put on his lower back area, Brian. Just he's getting spasms in the back and they're trying to get him right to be back.
It's going to be Melbourne free kick here going Carl Morton's weight. There's the man, the doc, also speaking about Nate Jones, who looks as though he's ready to come back on the ground.
Pretty keen, isn't he? Not wanting to sit on the bench and have his rest. I'll stand up and get the first available opportunity to get back out there. Over the back, Fisher. Handball out in front of Stephen, who takes Watts on the foot race. A risky kick into the middle. Rewalk did really well to be clean with the hands. It was really good stuff. Might have been Cripps that got boot to ball out wide. Looking for Malera. Saints have now got a 3-on-2 out here. And they do pretty well in the end. 4-5-on-1 in the end to the Demons. McKenzie to Rivers. Rivers to Watts. Big boy McAvoy. A sliding diving mark. Oh, the big boy. Boy, he stuck it up in the air a while. Gave Davey a chance, but he got no ball. And out the back they go here, the Saints. Del Sando with an easy look. He had Goddard on the lead. He went long and deep. Goddard was front and centre. He did it well when the rest flew. Goddard around the corner. Offline, minor score.
Good effort again by young McDonald. He's attacking the ball in the air. He's not getting too conscious of Nick Rewalt. Spoilt that one to the front, then good crumb by Goddard.
Sensational effort tonight, isn't it? Just his sixth game, Rich Oban. Really amazed with his ability to keep up.
And that message that we got about his 3K time trial, that tells you why he's been on Nick all night, because we know that's Nick's strength. So it's terrific that he's been able to run the whole game out with him.
Comes back into play, Sylvia. A lot of white Guernseys around this one. Gilbert took him on, banged it back inside. Rivers. Now Melbourne have got the loose out on the MCC members' side of the ground. Wasn't a great kick to McDonald. He made it work though. Now Magna had to turn under pressure. Knocked away from Watts on that occasion by Simpkin.
Loose on the wing on that occasion was James Seller. He just ran himself into traffic. He just needed to hold where he was and protect the space that he already owned.
Seller to Morton. Morton to Sylvia. Clever little push to Bale. Got the handball back, Sylvia. Went the all or nothing kick. Out wide to Davey and Geary. What can Davey do here? They both keep their feet. Gordy waited for the troops to arrive in Maloney. Sold some foot candy and then ran into Geary trouble. Out of the loop, the Saints, and there's a St Kilda player down, I think holding his knee. Behind players, the ball goes forward and Stanley's taken the mark. But there is a St Kilda player down behind play.
Yeah, it's Blake.
It's Blake. Jason Blake here. You just see a replay of the stretch of the inside of the knee. Doc Larkins just quickly before this goal by Stanley.
Yeah, I'll worry about his groin getting stretched as well, Brian, as he went down, but he hyperflexes the knee, so they'll bring Blake off. He's limping probably more than knee, I suspect. You're right.
Here is Stanley. You can see Blake ginger as he comes off. Big kick for Stanley. 55 metres out. It's slightly offline. And a minor score. And now Blake breaks into a little bit of a slow jog, which is a better sign. So lots happening in this game. Grimes has got to be precise, and he is, to Morton. Anything you want to adjust here, Richo Das, in terms of we're coming up to the last 13 or 14 minutes. It's a one-goal game, basically. Anything you see out there that you think you need to adjust at this point in time, or you just let them play as it is?
I think this is the style that Mark Neal wants Melbourne to play. We just saw then there was no thought of coming inboard, even glancing there. He doesn't want to take a significant risk. He thinks they just need to play the percentages in the game. They're within 5 points. They just have to stick to what has got them into a really good position. At some point, if there is an open target in the corridor and it's an obvious one, you go for it. But stay the percentages. Just see if you can be harder and tougher around the footy.
With the back, opportunity knocked down there by Seller. And ball won't come out of there. Lingy, what do you think?
I think Das is spot on. Melbourne want to play that boundary safe footy, but I want to see them take the game on if they're behind late in the game. Keep taking risks, keep taking the game on. And more importantly, don't become too opponent conscious around the stoppages. Back yourself to win the footy.
Hayes belted it back inside 50. Sliding attempt there by Barton, almost hatched it, almost got caught. The Milne handball was just a little heavy to handle. And now the Demons momentarily out of trouble, but you get the feeling it's going to come back through Graham. Bowled over was Cripps. Put his head in and under there. Was it McKenzie? It was. And he's been pinged.
You dived on it.
Quickly to Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Garland about to come on the ground, Brian, so Melbourne had got his back right, but Blake's still downstairs having his knee assessed.
Inside the St Kilda forward end, really deep, and they're under enormous pressure here now, the Demons. McKenzie on Goddard. Goddard, I don't reckon he had possession there. Now Gilbert, harassed by Maloney. Rewalt couldn't pick it up. In the end, Howe went in. He couldn't get it done. Simpkin around the corner. Still under enormous pressure, the Demons. How long can they hang on here before something happens and gives way? Maloney through Stanley, and eventually they find some relief with the boundary.
Yeah, well, they soaked up plenty of pressure there. The Saints have dropped Dean Polo is loose behind the ball. You look inside the forward 50s and you think that the Saints have just got a little bit more damaging players there. Rewalt, Goddard, Milne.
Just more likely to do something,
yeah, you
aren't
just
they?
feel like they're inside 50, they look more dangerous, but Melbourne is holding up well here.
They are indeed. Fisher.
There's that loose man, Polo.
Polo caught with the ball, still have the awareness to get it off to Armitage, who bangs it long and deep. Stanley there, getting back as Bartram, out of bounds on the full.
I reckon Melbourne just have got to just get back to one-on-one. Don't let the Saints have a loose player anywhere.
Seeing Stephen Milne on frame at the moment, who kicked his 500th career goal tonight. His last 3 contests, Richo, he's been trying to get the one out the back and allowed his opponent to lead up forward, and he's been beaten 3 times. He's just got to readjust. You made the point earlier tonight. He's actually a good lead up forward. He's sensing the wet weather a chance to get the easy one. He really needs to just keep attacking the footy. Otherwise, he's becoming ineffective in this game.
Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Jason Blake running the boundary in front of me here. Brian checking out the knee. It's about 80% ready to go, and Garland is back on with that back problem. He's okay.
Graham hovering over the top of the ball. McKenzie happy to have it tied up, and the night of Mark Neild has not got any easier, Das.
Still looking for his first win in AFL football. He's had some unique pressures for a first-up coach, faced challenges that you wouldn't have even been able to dream of. Tonight's the night. He thinks he can win this game, and he's desperate for his players to get the job done.
Amazing the emotion that he's shown here tonight in the box.
Yeah, he really wants that first win. Good play by Jack Trengrove there. He assessed that there was a loose player behind the ball for the Saints. He was involved in the stoppage work. He pushed forward and picked up Polo. So now it's man on man again. Well done by the skipper.
Indeed. Knock over the back here. Saints benefit out of it. Graham to Armitage. Near the boundary line, Montagna did well to Hayes. Hayes got a bit of open field. The lead there to Stanley on the chest. Couldn't get it done. Grimes under enormous pressure. That one surely out of bounds on the full. Somehow he's managed to keep it in. Well done, Grimes. Morton. Can they break through this line of St Kilda defenders here? I think they can. Trengove picks it up. He's on the wing. Go the handball to Howe. He does. Howe's got the loose over the top in Sylvia. Sylvia can break loose here and drive it long for the Demons. The Demons are 2-on-1. I think it's Salah. Off hands, Watt. Couldn't break the tackle. Well done, the Saints in the end. And I think we'll have a ball up here. Brilliant football from both teams, and Scotty Waters unmoved.
Well, they had the overlap then, Melbourne. They had the loose player out. Sylvia got the ball, but it was Sam Fisher who read the ball off the boot very well and helped out, made it a 2-on-1.
Morton around the corner, out of bounds on the full.
Nick Maxwell's with us tonight, the Collingwood captain, who had Mark Neild as a defensive coach for the last handful of years. Neil, what's he like under pressure, Max? He looks as though he's feeling it tonight.
Yeah, Das has always been very cool, calm and collected, but I'm suspecting that getting in the box and actually having to do it all yourself is probably a little bit different to being an assistant coach.
Have a look at the racehorse here in Stanley. Just himself. He's beaten a couple of Demons. He just needs to sit up, and it didn't sit for him. Didn't sit in the end. Still under enormous pressure here, the Demons. I tell you what, if the Saints get a goal here, going to be really difficult. It's going to come back. Armitage gathers. 60 out. The loose man, Del Santo, drops an easy mark. Can you believe it? The foot candy over by the Demons in defence. And a brutal tackle.
How good Rowan Bale, Richo. You and I are both glancing. His first effort to smother was just magnificent. Look at this. Candy sold Del Sando around. Then he jumped up and applied a tackle, which was just sensational.
Stephen out the back door to Armitage. Taps it in favour of Montagna. Look at Hayes putting his nose in front to win the ball. Comes out somehow to Polo. He got one high. A little clumsy there from McKenzie.
Whatever the result is for Melbourne, Mark Neal, there's a lot to like about the effort tonight. He's going to have plenty of things to show the team on Monday in the game review. A couple of the smothers have been outstanding. The effort all night's been there.
Have a look at the work off the ball here for the St Kilda forwards. Polo pumps it long. Rewalt over the top.
13 inside 50s to 5 this quarter. They're right under the pump, but they're holding up.
Stuff from the former St Kilda skipper. Now Del Sando pursued by Sylvia. Clint Jones was great. Rewalt. And they gain a real important 30.
Brilliant individual effort from Lenny Hayes. You look at the good players for St Kilda. Nick Del Santo has been fantastic. A fair bit of sliding going on tonight in the wet conditions. It really is a dangerous aspect of our game. But Hayes, Del Santo, Montagna's second half, their A-graders are genuinely capable of winning games off their own boot. It's just starting to be a little bit too much for the Demons.
Doc, injury for the Saints?
Yeah, Jack Stephen on the boundary line at the moment, just having rolled the ankle. He's trying to get weight back onto it, just limping a little bit. But good news, Jason Blake back on at full back.
So Blake, after getting that knee caught.
Yeah, Goddard is loose behind the footy. If they want to win this game, Melbourne, they have to go one-on-one and start taking a few risks now.
The margin is nothing, 11 points. I know the game's been fiercely contested in terms of yardage. Here's Salah. Kept it in front. Gathered. Will he be penalised?
Sitting on his back.
Umpire said in the back. Let off for the Demons.
Not sure Brendan Goddard. It's actually big boy McAvoy loose behind the play, so I'm seeing things, but there is a loose behind the play.
Morton's going to try and get it over the top of big boy, but he can't. McAvoy rises, third man up in the contest. Down to Watts. Off to Bate. Remember, he's a left footer. Hayes knew that. Came in from the left and nailed him. He knew exactly which way he was going to go.
She's back.
Jamar just comes in and pushes Stanley out of the way. Need a goal. Soon here, the Demons, and starting to press a little bit. Great effort by Bartram. Caught from behind in the end. Still in the hunt here, the Demons. Did really well. Did Cripps, Del Sando, Gilbert, and now Milne. Milne on the wing. Got the kick away. Magnificent to Rewalt. Nothing deep for Rewalt here.
It's the first time he's been able to get any sort of separation off McDonald tonight.
So Rewalt has to go short, and he does to Goddard, and Goddard is very, very capable of making this kick.
Yeah, John McDonald, I think we'll look back at that and be really disappointed. They had great support, and he just lost concentration. Forgot that Brendan Goddard, he's a quality player. Look at this, McDonald just looking the other way. Who's got Goddard? Who's Goddard's man? Wanting someone else to come back and cover him. Forgot to do the right thing, and that's just defend. That really hurts.
You have to put some body contact on a player like Goddard inside.
You've got Goddard written all over it, this. 5 metres inside the boundary line. Kick on the way, a little right. And a let off for the Demons.
It's just those quality players that are just coming into the game. Rewalt gets involved. Goddard, Lenny Hayes, the tackle and the goal.
Well, you summed it up before, Richo, and we talked about Melbourne sticking to the plan. Well, now they've got to throw it out. Got to do exactly what Morton's done there. Got to take some risks, see if they can get it back through the corridor now and pinch a couple of goals.
2 goals now needed to just draw level here from the Demons. Probably 3 if they're going to win it. Polo around the corner. And over the boundary line, we'll throw it in again. So 5 minutes remaining here on the clock, I reckon, just starting to work against them ever so slightly now. kneeled, not happy against J-Mark. Let's have a look. What do you reckon, Das?
The umpire's called a jumper hold, and you can just see, as soon as they see any stretch on the jumper, it's an easy sign for the umpires to pay a free kick. There wasn't a lot in it, but they have to pay it. He's had some glimpses tonight, Reece Stanley. I just think with his athletic ability, at some point in time, he will be a very, very good player.
Reece Stanley to stretch it to a 3-goal lead. Has kicked it across the face, so now, although that one's out of bounds on the full, but I still think they have to kick 3 to win it, the Demons.
This is where I want to see Melbourne take the game on, boys.
How do they do that, Lingy? How do they bust open from this stranglehold?
I think once they get one through, I don't mind this, playing the switch. Once they get one through, then go. If they win this contest here, they go, take the game on. Just play on from marks, play on from free kicks.
Now, he's had 2 players present inside. I reckon he needed to take that risk to bail there.
He was talking him through it perfectly.
Yep.
He just couldn't adapt to what is needed in the game. And look, it might have come over, he might have caused the goal, but you've got to risk the chances, as Lingy's pointing out.
Yep. In the end, Lingy, there becomes a time when you've got to roll the dice here. You look at the clock and go, 4 minutes to go in the game. Got to roll the dice here.
Exactly, BT. If you're going to lose the game, you may as well lose it by more, having a crack at trying to win the game. And I want to see some of these young Melbourne players, how they handle these last 4 or 5 minutes and try and take the game on. It'll be good for their development, good for their education.
Sylvia around the corner to Polo and Bale. 3:36 remaining. In this one,
You can just see Simpkin just moving out of the screen there. They've got to get 1-on-1. The Saints have got numbers back now. It's going to be too hard to score.
Cripps having another pretty good game. John McDonald took on Malera, just got the handball away in the nick of time. Del Santo kept it rolling to Goddard, put his nose over it and won it, did really well. Class smothered by McKenzie, he's done that more than once tonight. Spills to Jones, Clint Jones bangs it, forward end Milne, sets himself for the front and centre. McDonald, it's Joel to Garland, and now over the line. Melbourne have not kicked any score this quarter. St Kilda have kicked 1 goal, 3 in the quarter. Melbourne, no score. Time now, under 3 minutes. Jones was exciting early in the game, has been tough late in the game. Gilbert on his favoured side, straightens the ball up. Rivers with the thump down. There's Joel McDonald in there. McKenzie head down, went without the ball though. Del Santo partially dedacked. Armitage, little kick, Rewalt.
Yeah, once again, gun players involved. Del Santo has been fantastic. Always gets an enormous amount of attention. 17 of his 30 disposals contested. He was instrumental in this opportunity for Nick Rewalt.
Only 15 metres out. Rewalt comes in and hammers it, and you've got to think that's just about it. An 18-point St Kilda lead. Biggest margin of the game here right now, and it is no coincidence, boys, that Hayes and Rewalt have kicked the last 2 goals.
Yeah, once again, go through the St Kilda list. Lenny Hayes out and out A-grader, Nick Del Santo an A-grader. Rewalt's been a superstar at various stages in his career and makes some dangerous proposition always.
Just pure class by that man on screen, Nick Del Santo. His composure in the contest, always so difficult to play on. I found him really hard to stop. So clever, consistently gets his hands on the footy, and when he does, he hurts you.
At the back door, the Saints to Fisher. They have been challenged here tonight, the Saints, and they've answered it magnificently in the end.
Yeah, the cream just rose to the top at the end of the day, and I think we saw last week how good Nick Del Santo is when Ross Lyons sent Crowley to him. He obviously thought he was the most dangerous midfielder for the Saints.
Been a pretty brutal game, hasn't it? I mean, St Kilda have been challenged and tested in the most brutal of ways, haven't they? I mean, Melbourne have been head over the ball all night.
Yeah, their effort's been first class. You certainly can't doubt that.
Magna. to Tapscott. A little kick out wide, gobbled up by Jack Stephen. Gee, Nick Turner on the Geelong Footy Factory down there would be happy with another one they've presented in Jack as they bang it inside 50 again. Rivers, centre half back, got to go. Roll the dice into the middle. Grimes, dispossessed in the tackle. Fisher, pretty easy one to Rewald, although able to get a knock on it was Tom McDonald. And now Tapscott looks back inside. Nice ball, finds Magna. Under a minute remaining. 24,798 people at the G on a wet, soggy Saturday night in Melbourne. McDonald and the D's are still going to be winless after this. The Saints will play Hawthorn, Carlton, West Coast and Sydney over the next month. It does not get any easier for them. Hawthorn, Carlton, West Coast and Sydney is the month ahead for the Saints. Bate, a deep ball, couldn't get it done over the back, Dempster. And for the Demons, who are winless, they've got Geelong at skilled, Hawthorn, Sydney, Carlton, Essendon and Collingwood. Boy, oh boy, are they going to struggle over the next 6, Richo?
Yeah, it's a tough draw. Just to emphasise how tough this game's been. There's nearly been 200 tackles out there tonight. Both teams been really good.
St Kilda have won in a cracker here tonight by 18 points.